Hey guys, it's Robsy back with Paperless X. Today's video is a collaboration with Francesco from Keep Productive. He will be giving you guys a quick overview of a very interesting app called Obsidian.
Hello everyone, it is Francesco from the Keep Productive YouTube channel. Thank you very much to Robsy for having me here on the channel. I'm excited to chat to you guys about Obsidian. Now this is available actually on Mac, Windows and also on Linux. It will be coming soon to mobile devices, so as you can imagine there'll be probably an iPad application or iOS application and an Android app coming soon. It's currently in beta and it's essentially a note-taking application. It's got a few cool linking abilities that we'll dive into today. Now you can, when you get started, create a new vault. The vault is stored locally, which is perfect because if you didn't want it to be attached to the web, for example syncing it with the web, that's perfect. So let's call this one sample A and choose a location to store it. In this case I'll choose it on my downloads file, so you can see that it's being stored there and won't be uploaded to the cloud. So if I go ahead, press create, here we are. This is Obsidian. Now let me take you around the application a little. This is how you create a new note. This is how you create a new folder. You can access something called the graph view here. There's no notes at the moment, so there won't be any nodes, or what they call them, notes on here. Naturally, you can switch between notes here, find notes that are inside of your workspace. So as you can imagine, there's tons of settings. We'll dive into them a little later. But the best way to start is creating a new note. Now, for example, let's say I'm researching or studying something in biology, and maybe we're learning about plants this lesson. So I just want to show you how the linking the note works and what makes it different to most note-taking applications. So for example, let me add a few notes about plants. So as you can see, I've made a few notes. I am not studying the subject, so as you can imagine, it's probably wrong. But as you can see here, I'm ready to add something here called photosynthesis. Now, you probably could add this. I'm going to spell this awfully wrong. Now, one thing I could do is obviously just move on and go past that. In a traditional note taker, I might. But inside of this application, if I were to go back and press the two brackets and type in photosynthesis, and move on, as you can see it's been created inside of the brackets as a clickable section. Now if I hold the command, in many cases it will be the control button, and press enter, you can see a new page has been created for photosynthesis. So for example, if I'm learning the topic, I can go into a bit more detail. Leaves are used to collect the energy. And I can add more detail there. So if I go to the photosynthesis section, you can see if I pop and expand this open here, you can see there's a linked mention between plants and photosynthesis. So for example, when I'm studying, I can now build relationships between specific notes. You're probably wondering, how is this actually useful? It's actually useful when it comes to recall and also trying to remember stuff when you're trying to learn lots of different topics, and also add more detail and create new pages for new areas. If I go over to Open Graph View as well, as I add notes, notes are linked together as long as I've connected the pages up. So as you can see, photosynthesis now belongs to plants. And this could go on and on. Let's demonstrate a few more bits. So as you can see there, I created new pages for leaves, which is obviously plants have leaves, and also biology exam in 2021. Now I could say this exam has been delayed, sadly. And I could add more details about it as I'm going. But if I go back to the graph view, you can start to see that plants are beginning to connect a lot of elements together. So for example, if I made a note called GSCE 2001 2022, and that is connected to the biology exam, if I go to the graph view, you can see that the relationships are starting to connect up. And as you can imagine, I can see that GCSE connects to biology, connects to plants, and all of these, the photosynthesis and leaves, are connected here. Now this is really awesome when you've got loads of notes and it comes to research, because you can definitely keep stuff open. So for example, if you wanted to split them vertically and you wanted to have different notes being taken at the same time, you can use two of them at the same time to be able to capture stuff. Now the other way that you could use Obsidian as well is if you go to settings and switch daily notes on, this is a plugin that might be useful for if you wanted to start journaling. If I wanted to start a new date with the journal information here, what I could do is start putting my journal entry in. So when I created that brand new daily note, which you can do from down here, open today's note, I connected it to a page that I wanted to start taking book notes on. So as you can see here, I could start writing out book notes, which might be useful to be able to connect to stuff later on. If below I wanted to create a mini to-do list for the day, then what I could do is I could create the project file for different areas. And you can see here that I'm starting to build relationships between not only the date that I have there, but also different tasks that might be useful. So this is just a really basic example of how the application works, but if I go to Graph View, you can already start to see some of the relationships that are started. So for example, this one here is the date today and some of the book notes I've been taking, and also conference information. And also, if I want to do specifically go to plants, I could see all of the different things that are connected there. One thing that might be helpful is going and creating a local graph, which, for example, if I remove this, I can start to see relationships that are built specifically on the different areas in plants instead of getting all the other graph details and all the notes you've created. So this could be a really useful tool for studying. And we did a video quite recently about how master student is using Obsidian to be able to organize and build relationships between her research notes and also her study notes. So folks, hopefully that was useful. This is a really basic overview of Obsidian, so hopefully it gave you an idea. There's tons of videos over on Keep Productive if you want to join us there, but of course we'll put them, ask Ropsy to pop them in the link in the description. Anyway folks, Ropsy should be over on my channel soon, so please do make sure to check out her video very soon. Thank you very much again to Ropsy for having me, and I always look forward to coming on, so I look forward to seeing some of your comments about Obsidian and hopefully help you to find out all about how to use it. Anyway guys, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Cheerio.